There is one place on Earth where satellites can see the surface, yet humanity still doesn't fully understand what lies beneath it. Not because we've ignored it, because nature has hidden it extraordinarily well. At the southern edge of our planet stretches a frozen continent so immense that it contains nearly 70% of Earth's fresh water, locked beneath an ice sheet several kilometers thick. To most people, Antarctica is simply an endless landscape of snow, violent winds, and impossible cold. But beneath that frozen shell is a world that remained almost completely invisible for millions of years. For generations, that mystery invited extraordinary speculation. Stories emerged of forgotten civilizations, hidden military outposts, unexplained signals, and discoveries too incredible to reveal. As the years passed, fact and fiction became increasingly difficult to separate, transforming Antarctica into one of the most misunderstood places on Earth. Yet something remarkable has changed. Recent advances in satellite technology, airborne radar, and ice-penetrating surveys have allowed scientists to examine this isolated continent with a level of precision that would have seemed impossible only a few years ago. Instead of reinforcing old myths, these investigations uncovered something far more astonishing, an ancient landscape unlike anywhere else on Earth. And as researchers continued peeling back the ice, they realized the greatest mystery was never the rumors
Look at the
themselves,
resolution on that
but the
valley.
hidden continent that had
Incredible.
been
The
waiting
mountain range
beneath
is
them
massive.
all along.
This changes everything we
For
know.
much of modern
A
history,
hidden continent.
Antarctica's
Unbelievable.
greatest barrier wasn't distance, it was the ice itself. In some regions, that frozen blanket descends nearly 5 kilometers to the bedrock below. Drilling through it is slow, technically demanding, and incredibly expensive. Exploring what lies underneath seemed almost impossible, leaving scientists with little choice but to search indirectly. So they looked from above. Specially equipped aircraft began crossing the continent in long, methodical paths, transmitting powerful radio waves through the ice. Those signals penetrated the frozen layers, reflected from whatever lay beneath, and returned to the instruments overhead. Each flight added another tiny fragment to an invisible puzzle. For decades, progress was painstakingly slow, but every new survey hinted that Antarctica was hiding far more than a flat bed of ancient rock. Then an unexpected discovery changed everything. Near one of the continent's remote research stations, radar data revealed an enormous body of liquid water buried beneath thousands of meters of solid ice. Shielded from sunlight for millions of years, this hidden lake had remained completely isolated while continents shifted, species evolved, and human civilization emerged elsewhere on Earth. The finding challenged long-held assumptions about what could survive in such an unforgiving environment. When researchers finally reached samples from this ancient world, they encountered evidence that life had endured where almost no one believed it could. But if one vast lake had remained concealed for so long, an unsettling question naturally followed. How many more forgotten worlds were still waiting beneath Antarctica's frozen surface? The discovery of one ancient lake was only the beginning. As radar surveys expanded across Antarctica, scientists realized they weren't looking at isolated anomalies. Beneath the endless ice stretched an entire landscape that no human eye had ever seen, a forgotten continent preserved almost exactly as nature had left it. One revelation stood above all the others. Buried beneath East Antarctica lay a massive mountain range, its peaks rising thousands of meters above the surrounding terrain. Comparable in scale to Europe's great alpine ranges, these mountains had remained sealed beneath ice for millions of years, protected from wind, rain, and erosion by one of the most extraordinary natural vaults on Earth. They weren't newly formed, they had simply disappeared from view. The surprises didn't stop there. Deep valleys carved through the bedrock, winding canyons, and networks of hidden basins began appearing in the data. Researchers also identified hundreds of subglacial lakes connected by slow-moving channels of water, creating an unseen plumbing system beneath the continent. Far from being frozen solid, parts of Antarctica were quietly changing beneath the surface, with water flowing through darkness where sunlight had never reached. Then came a technological leap that transformed decades of scattered observations into something much larger. Using millions of radar measurements combined with advanced satellite mapping, scientists produced the most detailed reconstruction of Antarctica's buried landscape ever created. Instead of answering every question, the new maps revealed just how incomplete our understanding had been. And within that
Data streams are
newly
converging,
uncovered
processing
world,
at full throttle.
another mystery
Radar
was beginning
confirms it.
to
The
emerge.
picture is stabilizing.
One that
The
wasn't
model is
hidden
resolving.
beneath the ice,
This is the
but
breakthrough.
moving silently through it. Just as Antarctica's hidden landscape was beginning to take shape, another mystery emerged, this time not from beneath the ice but from deep space. High above the frozen continent, enormous scientific balloons drifted through the stratosphere carrying instruments designed to detect one of the universe's most elusive particles, neutrinos. These nearly massless particles travel across billions of light years, passing through planets, stars, and even entire galaxies with almost no interaction. Detecting one is exceptionally rare, but when it happens, it can reveal violent cosmic events from the distant universe. Antarctica offered the perfect natural laboratory. Its vast, radio-quiet ice sheet could act as a giant detector, free from the interference found almost anywhere else on Earth. Then something unexpected appeared. The instruments recorded several unusual radio pulses that seemed to be arriving from below the horizon. According to established physics, those signals should have been impossible. To reach the detectors, they would have needed to pass through thousands of kilometers of solid rock, an obstacle expected to absorb them long before they ever emerged. The observations puzzled researchers worldwide. Years of analysis, additional observations, and independent investigations followed. Scientists
pulses
searched
are
for
irregular.
experimental
This is new.
errors,
never
unknown
seen signals
atmospheric
behave like
effects, and alternative
It's pulsing
particle
faster now.
interactions.
We need to record this.
Yet none of the proposed explanations fully accounted for what had been observed. The mystery remains unsolved. And while those strange signals challenged our understanding of particle physics, an even larger realization was unfolding across Antarctica itself. The greatest discoveries were no longer isolated anomalies. They were revealing an entire continent far more dynamic, fragile, and scientifically important than anyone had imagined. The deeper scientists looked, the clearer one truth became. Antarctica was never hiding secret civilizations or forgotten military fortresses. It was safeguarding something far more valuable, an untouched archive of Earth's history. Modern mapping projects have now combined decades of airborne surveys, satellite observations, and millions of radar measurements into the most detailed picture ever assembled of the continent beneath the ice. What emerged was astonishing. Vast mountain chains, immense canyons, ancient river valleys, and countless hidden basins revealed a landscape every bit as dramatic as those found on the surface, yet preserved beneath kilometers of ice for millions of years. The discoveries didn't stop with the terrain. Researchers have recovered some of the oldest ice ever studied, preserving tiny bubbles of ancient atmosphere from a world that existed long before human civilization. Locked inside those frozen layers is a record of Earth's changing climate, offering scientists an extraordinary opportunity to understand how our planet responded to natural shifts over immense spans of time. Each new ice core adds another chapter to a story written long before humanity appeared. Yet for all these breakthroughs, Antarctica refuses to surrender every secret. Beneath its frozen surface remain unexplored lakes, unmapped valleys, and geological features that have never been directly observed. Even today, scientists continue refining maps
Careful
as
now,
new
this ice is
technologies
thousands of
reveal
years old.
details once thought
Look at the
impossible
clarity.
to
The bubbles
detect.
are perfectly preserved.
Every expedition
The layers
answers
are
old
pristine.
questions
This will
while
rewrite the climate
uncovering
models.
entirely new ones. Perhaps that is Antarctica's greatest lesson. In an age when satellites circle the globe and technology reaches farther than ever before, there are still places capable of surprising us. The greatest mysteries are not always the ones imagined in conspiracy theories. They are the ones uncovered through patience, curiosity, and decades of
As new
scientific
technologies reveal
discovery.
details once thought
The
impossible,
last great
every
wilderness
expedition
on
answers
Earth
old questions
is
while
no longer
uncovering entirely
simply
new
a
ones.
frozen
This
continent.
resolution is incredible.
It
We're
is a
rewriting new
reminder that our
anomalies.
own planet still holds frontiers waiting to be explored. And somewhere beneath kilometers of ancient ice, the next extraordinary discovery may already be waiting.